gets annihilated there. Luckily, like you said, they're far away. Gonna get the res, gonna be all good for them. But now it's all up to where this next zone closes, right? Where it's gonna appear and what type of rotates these players are gonna have to do. So far, Mr. Savage is in a nice position here, actually. Not completely centered, but he does have a decent height alongside his trio here. And I'm probably pretty sure they're going to stay until the next zone and just kind of see their surroundings. You can see what top tier players do is they're constantly looking at their surroundings. What's around us? How many trios are there? Do any of them look weak? Do any of them look like solos, duos? Do any of them look like they have mobility that we can reuse? You're constantly doing something, looking for something, and that's very important, especially in these top tier lobbies where only the best of the best trios are competing in.
Yeah, with that information, there comes a plan. They'll be trying to figure out if zone goes to the full south side, we're going to rotate along this path. We may have to wait. We're going to have to figure out what this team's doing. You know, like Nail's team, for example, is up above it. They're very aware of that, and they have to figure out a strategy to avoid their rotation and they're being focused. We see tons of other teams, like Wakey's team up there, where they're going to have eyes on them through the cone. So they're going to have a full vision on basically all of the players around them with their position and how they rotate, and they're going to plan accordingly.
Exactly, and that's what top tier players do, right? That's what you have to do to maintain a high level. And I love the position that Thomas, FLIKK, and Anas have right now. Just on that little ridge, they can see all of Misty, they can see all of the left side there, which is getting closer to Slurpee, and they can also see the players that are behind them. I mean, they have so much vision on the map. They should know what's going on at all times, basically, right now. But the problem is that they're not in zone, so they have to make a rotate here. And the question is, should they rotate quickly? Should they rotate late? Should they rotate with a jump pad? Should they rotate by foot? There's so many options, and this is where it's very important for the IGL to make a good educated decision on what the best play is.
Yeah, and that zone's going to pull all the way towards Savage's team, which is extremely lucky. That's very, very good for them, given their position. Potentially going to elevate themselves more to avoid being built up on, so they can keep that vision that they already had. You know, teams like a NASA's team that we see in the top right, who are really on a far zone, may want to use their pad, but I think they have a clear rotate in, and that would be probably not the wisest time to use that. But we already know that behind them, we have Vidil, NOAHREYLI, and Aqua too, another team who's going to be aggressive, who's going to take shots, and most importantly, they're going to hit their shots too, so it may be a tough rotate for them.
Yeah, that's what was a little scary. They were right beside them, so they've got to figure out what they want to do here. I think I can see on the mini map that they've started their rotate, if I'm not mistaken, but now we're looking at Mr. Savage just trying to find any angles or shots he can, as it is 6 points per elimination. So these little picks you get on the side, either be from third parties long range with an assault rifle or nice little headshot snipes, I mean, they could be the difference, because if I'm not mistaken, the #1 spot from last week's Cash Cup had a difference of 6 points. I mean, that's one elimination, Reese.
One elimination indeed. It's so close, and with the lead that FLIKK and Anas and Thomas HD have right now, I think it's going to be very, very tough for anyone. It's not going to be a single elimination, I don't think at all. But ooh, we just saw that the high ground trio, as we'll just call them for ease, has just completely landed on high ground and picked up an easy elimination there too. So they're looking to claim it already, but no, we're still seeing them back now, still sitting in the back of the zone, chilling down. We saw one coming out, but potentially not going for a full Psycho team elimination.
Ooh, I'm liking the kind of position they're playing here, right? They're trying to see how all these teams are going to rotate, and I think they want to rotate last behind them because they want that high ground, right? They want to go when all the builds are already made and when they can get the high ground, and there it is. You can see Always on Height, who's Aqua, as a reminder, BL high ground, who's Noah, and Wave high ground, who's Vidil. Learned that from Reese, you know, with the quick name changes, but we'll see if they're able to, you know, live up to their names and hold the high ground in this last match.
Indeed, and Mr. Savage trying to make his way on through. If they want to pick up the first, they're going to have to make something big happen. But right now, we've seen them actually lose FLIKK to Anas, and Thomas HD are left alone as a duo, potentially the winning duo. So this has been a day of duos, absolutely. And even down to the last game, that fifth zone has pulled all the way to the southwest side, which isn't going to be too bad of a rotate for this team, but there's so many players congested in around them. In particular, you see above Vidil sitting there too, where they got Wings. So many players like Stena, Robab, and Raid down on the low ground too that are in this area that could potentially stop our top team from winning.
The #1 team, Anas, FLIKK, and Thomas HD, are now playing it as a duo. But from what we saw last game of Wolfies and Marin, who played as a duo and secured elimination after elimination, ending up in second place. I mean, anything's possible, and we have to see Anas and FLIKK do that, and that's exactly what they're gonna do here, with already them getting one knockdown. The opponent has less than 40 HP to work with, but Anas goes down, gets fully eliminated. Now it's all up to Thomas HD, who's playing as a solo, and he might not even be able to finish that knock.
He might not be able to finish or not. This could be a big solo clutch for Thomas as he picks up an elimination there with a massive pump. Last down, he's down 696 points left as a solo with materials, picking up the reboot card. What a good teammate as well. Realistically, this is a solo endgame for Thomas HD to play by himself to win the entire tournament.
That is not a position I'd like to be in right now. There must be so much pressure on Thomas, as he knows they're so close to taking that #1 spot. But with other titans in this game, like Refsguard, Mr. Savage and Dredda, Wakey, iDrop, Kinsel. I mean, we have so many top tier players here. This is going to be a very difficult lobby to clutch up in, especially as a solo.
If he's alive as a solo and is picked up now, Refsguard and Dredda and Savage still have that availability. Same with Vidil's team as well to win the entire tournament. This is not over by any means. Yes, there's about 100 points difference, but FLIKK going down like that and also alongside Anas, so it's leaving Thomas HD as a solo, is potentially huge for these other teams alive.
Oh, this is very big. We can also see here that Refsguard, Savage, and Dredda are doing a great job finding these teams who are rotating by foot, who don't have a lot of shield, who don't have a lot of loot to work with. They've already picked 2 eliminations. That's 12 points just from that. And I believe they have a launch pad, which is why they're playing it slow here. That's they're going to use to rotate now. They've gotten eliminations. Now they rotate late. They're going to be able to stay ahead of zone here. This is very big for them.
Big indeed. We see Quail on height, always on height, also on height at the moment, fighting for it. This could be a huge victory for them to actually pull themselves all the way up. We see Thomas HD still in the game at the bottom right. He's just used a launch pad. Now flying ahead. This is a solo game for Thomas HD to potentially win the entire tournament, but there is so many other teams still in it.
Noah gets eliminated from fall damage, trying to play the high ground. Aqua as well falls down. He's not eliminated though. Aqua and Vidil are playing together, but now Raid and Stina alongside their trio have taken the high ground. Always on height, gets eliminated by Falconly. That's Aqua. He's down. It's all up to Vidil now. Meanwhile, Thomas is looking to recycle a jump pad here as a solo. If he can do this, this could be very big for his rotations. He doesn't have a lot of materials to work with, but it's looking risky in the middle of zone alongside a lot of trios. This is going to be difficult for Thomas.
It's going to be difficult. He doesn't want to get himself focused. He's trying to use old builds as much as he can. He gets beamed in the back for 35 there. He's now losing HP slowly, but has no time to heal. He's only left down to Woods. He placed the ramp over his head to give himself that extra protection. He slows himself down a little bit. He's trying to now trying to find a path that he can get to, trying to grab through any old builds, but he has 15 remaining, enough to give himself a little bit of tarp. Every single bit of placement points matters right now. He's up to 708 points. Every team that is eliminated, he will gain more and more placement points and hopefully solidify himself as the winner of the Cash Cup Extra today.
Ooh, 708 points. Zone closes far though. Only 3 builds to work with. That's 1 wall, floor, and ramp. Now only 2. Has to do something big here. Needs a refresh, needs some materials, and there it is. There's an engagement. He's going to look for it. He's going to see if he can get a big shot off. 132, is it enough? Gets the knock, but gets eliminated. And the back. Meanwhile, we've got a full trio on high ground right now, just applying pressure. But look at that. Mr. Savage and Dredda are alive with 6 total eliminations, but be careful. Mr. Savage getting almost eliminated there. Gonna be able to heal up now, though. They're playing it as a duo. This could be theirs.
This could be theirs. They end on 714 points, and I'm not sure if Savage, Refsguard, and Dredda can clutch up to that point, but someone in another lobby may too. But everything to play for Savage and Dredda right now, because they have the potential to complete climb up into second, into third, getting more and more money and more pride as well. Savage left alive right now, spraying inside a cone. His materials completely out. He gets beamed down from high ground. He's now 63 HP total. He sits down, slows down at the low ground. He tries to do the same thing that we saw Anas and Thomas HD going, but no. Robab is picked up on 8 high ground by Dredda.
Now High Ground's only playing as a duo, as Dredda did eliminate one of the High Ground players, but iDrop is down below 2, gets eliminated. And Dredda looking for one more elimination. It's against Lecce. Will he be able to secure it? No, he's going to get eliminated to Storm. Actually, Splash there is alive. My bad there. Also, Murwaka trying to tank zone, doing a medkit play here, which could actually turn out very well for a few eliminations. But now there's only 2 trios left. 5 players. Looks like a duo on High Ground versus a trio on low ground. Who's going to take it?
Who's going to take it? Indeed, 100 HP remaining on Stan. Not going to pop any minis, but picks up a big HP elimination onto Splash. And that is the victory royale overall for him. The final game over.
Wow.
That victory royale for Stena and Raid and Romad will definitely move them up a big, huge